Yes, clay is beautiful and colorful as it is. You don't always have to try to color it somehow. And when you throw a clay extruder into the mix, prepare to be swept off your feet. Let me show you how I turned the extruded curled clay into a beautiful pair of modern art clay earrings. Hi, I'm Mihaela from Learn Polymer Clay, and let's dive in. As always, I've started by properly conditioning the polymer clay. I'm working with Female Professional True Yellow Polymer Clay, Female Professional Magenta Polymer Clay, and Cernit Blue #1 Polymer Clay. And then I rolled each color into a log, and I put the 3 logs together, and I'm going to make another log, but this time I want a log that is thin enough to be put inside the clay extruder. So I'm rolling this colorful log on top of my tile, and I'm going to check from time to time to see if it fits the extruder. And normally I would have wanted to have each color from side to side, but it turned out the blue did not extend enough. But then I thought I should try it like this. Anyway, I could have cut the ends if I wanted to. And I'm going to load the extruder with this log, and you might think this is not the traditional way to load the extruder, but I wanted to try new things, and I wanted to try loading the extruder and having 3 colors in the same time going through the extruder. And I've used an extruder disc with an elongated elongated rectangle shape, and then you will just have to action the lever of the extruder. And at first the clay starting to pop up to show up is not the prettiest. You have to continue extruding the clay, and you see that there are going to be slight changes in the colors. And even though I like a little bit this part with the green, this is not the part that I ended up using in the project. In fact, this is the part that I like the most. And you will notice that you have on one side magenta, pinkish magenta, green, blue and yellow, and on the other side you have a pink to yellow gradient. For this project I decided to use the part with the 4 colors, but I have to tell you the back is also interesting. And so I cut out a length that I thought would be enough to make 2 curled beads, because I'm making earrings. And I'm going to use some beautiful frames, which are very decorative, I think. And I've also prepared 2 eye pins in gold color, and in fact I am going to use yellow polymer clay and trap this eye pin inside the clay. So I am really putting the eye pin inside the yellow clay, but I'm going to make sure that I have part of the round element open. I don't want to cover with clay the entire round part of the eye pin, because I want to be able to put a jump ring or in my case I ended up using wire, but I prefer trapping the eye pin inside the polymer clay because I don't want to take it out and I don't want to use glue. And then I'll just have to decide how I'm going to curl the clay. And I've tried 2 ways to curl the clay. And you will notice I'm overlapping the sides. So I had the possibility to have yellow in the center or magenta, and I've decided to use the magenta. I really wanted a pop of color for these earrings. And then I had to decide how I was going to use the eye pin. And initially I just wanted to press it into the clay and have it visible from the back. But then I thought this would not look so good. And in fact I ended up putting this eye pin wrapped in clay between the ends of this curled polymer clay element, and I think I like this idea better. And of course you'll have to be very careful when pressing on the clay. You don't want to leave fingerprints. You might want to use gloves, especially for this part of the project. So I'm making sure that I did not cover the entire round part of the eye pin with polymer clay because I want to be able to put something through the eye pin. This was the idea of using eye pin to connect elements together. And when you are happy with the look of your pieces, you can put them in the oven, in the preheated oven for 30-40 minutes. And then you just have to let the clay cool down and you're ready for the next step of the process. And even though you don't really have to seal polymer clay because we did not use any coloring agent, but I decided to put some UV resin on top because I like shiny polymer clay. And so I've used the brush and I've just applied a thin coat of UV resin on top of the pieces. And then you'll just have to use a UV lamp and cure the beads for 2 consecutive minutes. And I have to tell you that when the beads were finished, I really thought they had a very beautiful faux ceramic look, which was totally unintentional. I wasn't looking for a faux ceramic look, but the beauty of polymer clay is this: it never ceases to amaze you and to surprise you. And then I decided to use thin wire, 3mm 22 gauge, 24 gauge gold color wire, and I've also used some drop beads and some seed beads to make an interesting decoration. And then I put this wrapped element through the hollow part of the curled bead, and I've put it through the eye pin, and then I connected the eye pin with the metal frame, finished by attaching some ear wires These are the finished earrings and I hope that you like this idea. Thank you for watching the tutorial.